My tiny whoops grooving like a funky jam. I dip through the doorway, spin by the cab, bounce off the toaster, yeah, I meant to do that. Neighbors knocking, saying, what's that sound? It's my brush motor soul train getting down. Flying through the curtain, dancing on breeze, freestyle funk in my living room with ease. Tiny whoop magic, bumping every wall. I'm the James Brown of flight, can't stop it all. I got LED strobes and a shag rug trail. I'm looping through the lava lamp, leaving a tail. My whoops got rhythm, my sticks got soul. I'm the pilot of the party. On a roll, TV remotes a gate, the lamps are diving, flying like it's 7.5. No GPS, no rules, no shame. Just a funky little quad in a soul train frame. We fly that flow, grab that gap. No time to nap, no time to nap. Hit that roll, funk and control, bounce that wall, we fly it all, we fly it all. Tiny whoop love, funky and free. We fly indoors, we fly with glee. Whoop it, loop it, groove it, move it, bounce it, flip it, funk it, rip it, fly that soul, don't lose control. Tiny whoop love gonna make you whole. I thread the needle through the vinyl stacks, bounce off the mirror ball, never looking back. My quad's got soul, it's got style, it's got sass. It dips through the incense like a glass from the past. I'm flying figure eights through the lava lamp glow, dodging house plants like a funky pro. My whoops got rhythm, my sticks got heat. I'm the pilot of the party with the grooviest beat. I loop through the hallway, I dive by the broom. I'm the disco ghost in your living room. I hit that split that's over grandma's chair. She just claps and says, boy, you got flair. I'm flying freestyle with a velvet touch. My quad so smooth it don't need a clutch. From the shag rug to the ceiling fan, I'm the funky little fly with a master plan. The curtains dancing on the breeze, freestyle funk in my living room with ease. Tiny whoop magic bumping every wall. I'm the James Brown of flight, can't stop at all. Can't stop at all. Can't stop at all.
Welcome, friends. My name's Aaron Ciotti. Everybody calls me Ciotti. God only knows what I forgot to turn on. Just the one thing. Look at that. Welcome to Freak Out Friday. I smashed myself in the face with the garbage can lid today, and it bled like hell and just hurt like shit. This whole area hurts like fuck, and that's just super annoying because I have horrible allergies and I wipe my face a lot, and every single time I wipe my face it just hurts like absolute hell. But you know, welcome to life. That was flight foot. Well, the first bit of flight footage was the Baby Turtle 2-inch analog. It's on an X12 AIO. T-motor, 1002, 18,000 kV motors, GemFan 2015 props, 2S, 300 mAh batteries, the little BT 3.0 ones from tinywhoop.com, Caddx Ant camera, and that's the whole build. Yeah, Baby Turtle Pro. No, not Pro. V7. Baby Turtle V7 2-inch. halfway through there, you saw me turn down the motor limiting. 18,000 kV is a lot. You could leave it cranked all the way up, but it was just sort of too much power. It doesn't need all that jam. Super fast, super slippery. The bi-blades are fun. I'm probably gonna put this back onto tri-blades, but I think I'm gonna do a little comparison since Nyafu very kindly sent me a bunch of stuff. In that was a set of these Flywoo 1003 14s, 14,000s. Yeah, 14,800. What I think I'm going to do is get a bunch of flight footage with this as it sits on the bi-blades on 1002s, get it kind of dialed in, switch it over to the GemFan 2023S tri-blades on the 1002s, and then switch on these 1003s, and at that point I really won't need to run it on the bi-blades. With 2-inch propellers, a 1002 on the GemFan 2023S tri-blades, you're asking a lot from that little 1002 motor. These 2015 GemFan bi-blades are a much better match for a 1002. A 1003, though, is going to make way more power. That's 50% more stator height. The stator height is what does the majority of the work. And so, yeah, I think that could be a fun sort of comparison. And it'll also give me an excuse to fly this thing a bunch more and get it kind of dialed back in. Thank God I put it on motor plugs so that I can swap these motors in and out without having to direct solder them. That would be a total pain in the ass. Tonight, we're going to fly the Firestyle, the GameHat Aerial Firestyle, a bunch more. I'm sending this to CMYK next, but I forgot to fly this. I didn't forget, but it was really late last night, and I didn't want to fly this upstairs very much. This has a lot of power, and so let's get it upstairs. Let's whop it around the room. Also, after the... So, during the live stream last night, 2 nights ago, I was very confused. Like, yes, this is a faster setup, as we talked about. This is on an Air V2 frame. The guard part of the duct here is very slim, and that makes it slidey and fast. Also, this is a fairly aerodynamic canopy. So, like, the cross-section of this thing is really slim and really fast. But it seemed... GameHat was in the chat, and he said this was a 20-degree up-tilt mount. And I was like, man, I've flown 20 degrees, 15 degrees on this exact setup, but, like, this is really, really fast. I kind of wrote it off as the fact that we've got these direct soldered Hummingbird 0702 30,000 kV, really powerful motor. He after the live stream, he said, it's 30-degree mount. And I was like, thank God. Because I was like, hey, look, it matches my shirt. That was totally done on purpose. Because, yeah, I was really confused as to why this was just hauling so much ass. And so that kind of got me thinking, and we were already kind of thinking about this towards the end of the stream. Like, it's so cool how we can change the frame and potentially the canopy and get such a drastically different flight experience. And once he told me that this was 30 degrees up tilt, that really, like, hit home. We can make subtle changes, right? 10 degrees to 20 degrees, 20 degrees to 30 degrees. Tri-blades versus bi-blades. A frame with a thin duct versus Cockroach 65 V3 with a thick duct. And it really does make a very noticeable change on these things. And that is really cool. Like, I love that about these. I love that we can custom tailor these to the exact flight environment that any one of us have. And so I wanted to just kind of, like, dive into that a little bit more now that I know this is 30 degrees. Also, I want to fly a bunch of batteries and see if I can get used to 30 degrees. I was having a hell of a time getting my Matty flips were okay, but it was mainly like the power loops. And so I wanted to talk a little bit more about why that was happening. It's uptilt. Like the uptilt has so much to do with how you're going to fly. And I think I did a stream about this a while ago. But I figured it bared kind of repeating because, like, if you've got a couple of different builds, even like Tiny Whoop versus 3-inch versus 5-inch, and if you've got these all at different up tilts, it's gonna really make your life a lot more difficult, and it's gonna be like a super adjustment between one and the next and the next. Tiny Whoops, you can kind of get away with having different up tilt because it is a completely different area that you're flying in, typically way smaller. But if possible, you want to have your up tilts be as close to one another as you can. I can't do that. Like, I can't fly less than like 25 degrees on 3-inch, 5-inch, like stuff that goes fast, right? Like these big 250, 260 gram, I don't have any within arm's reach. 250, 260 gram, big power, 3-inch builds. Those are meant to kind of haul ass. And so a 30-degree up tilt mount, and 5-inch rigs as well. 30-degree up tilt mount, that's just right. That's just the right up tilt for those builds. But then inside the house, for me, especially because I do a lot in the basement here, 15 to 20 degrees is really kind of where it's at. And so, yeah, I'm going to put a bunch of batteries through this and see how long it takes me to get used to 30 degrees. And then at the end of the live stream, the last like 2 batteries, I'm going to fly something that's back on like 15 to 20 degrees, like I normally fly, and see how different it is. A big chunk of the flight experience with this yesterday was trying to adjust to it, like not being comfortable and trying to adjust to it. And 90% of that was the up tilt. I was kind of floundering during the stream because GameHat said it was 20 degrees, which is, 15 to 20 is what I usually fly. As soon as I found out it was 30, I was like, yeah, okay, all right, cool. And I really like that. I kind of like that it happened that way because it made me really think about like all this other stuff. Like what is changing this so much for me? And so, yeah, kind of cool. So that's sort of the plan for tonight. Of course, as these all are, Q&A live streams. Ask any questions that you've got, and we'll talk about them. Make sure you type at CiottiFPV, though, if you want me to read your chat comment. Speaking of the chat, Skull901 was first, Uplift FPV was next, Sleepy CBR, Midnight Rider, Unanticipated Bill, Chuck P, Uriel, Sporny, Adventure Printing, Jeremy Flies FPV, License to Drive, Lebster, 421, Mantis, what's up, Patrick? How are you, dude? Stefan FPV, Witchcat, Green Thumb, Cronut. Who else do we have? Moton, CXB, Witchcat. I think I might have gotten everybody. If I missed you, just tag me. For the record, there is a massive storm hammering the south this weekend, and so we're being told that we're gonna get a shitload of ice and like tornadoes and like there's gonna be bombs falling from the sky. It's crazy. The clouds have figured out how to make bombs. I don't know. So yeah, there might not be a stream Sunday there will not be a stream Sunday if we have no power. We're being told that we might not have power all weekend into next week because there's going to be tons of ice and tons of wind, and the South ain't ready for that. And so like trees are going to fall, and it's going to be chaos and apocalypse. So it's been nice knowing you. I gotta go set up. Hold on. On that note, I gotta go set up this cube. I forgot to set it up during the intro. that's better. And let's just fix this cube. Okay. Cool. Get some water going on. All right, now I'm ready. My water bottle matches my shirt and the quad as well. I've switched to my bigger water bottle because I'm definitely not drinking enough water. And so what's actually going to happen is I'm just not going to go upstairs as often because this water bottle is twice the size. But what I would like to think happens is that I drink more water. Hey, things. I have things that maybe some of you want to jump on before I put them on to Etsy. This is a set of the Happy Model EX0802 19,000 kV motors. I believe these are the motors to have for the underground whoop, the heavy 1.6 inch prop builds. I've got a set of these. They're set up for direct soldered. If you want them, let me know. Eventually they'll be on the Etsy store, but if you want to jump on them early. And I've got this. This is a Beta FPV ELRS module, which is stuck on ELRS 2.5. So if for some reason I tried everything to get this off of 2.5 onto any version of 3, ELRS 3, and it just refuses. Maybe you'll be able to, but what I'm going to say is that this is stuck on ELRS 2.5 forever. And so if you've got like a quad that's also for some reason stuck on ELRS 2.5 forever, maybe like the USB port broke off, here you go. You can have a module that's on 2.5 forever. Cool? I'll sell it to you cheap. I could have sworn there was one more thing. Oh! If you, it looks like Sleepy CBR might be all over this walk snail rig, but I'm selling a 2S walk snail 1.6 inch build, and I think I'm also going to sell this analog 1.6 inch 2S build. I'm going to swap this. I'm not going to swap the antenna out. Yeah, 0802 19,000 kV motors, flies absolutely awesome. Cadix Ant camera. Let me know if you're interested. HDLRC Spectre AIO, which on 2S is great. Yeah, I hate to see this one go, but I think this needs to go so that I can build something else basically in its place. I don't need two analog 2S 1.6 inch rigs. It's just kind of silly. But I also don't want to tear this apart to put it into something else because like it's awesome. It's got the super cool little ultra short BT 3.0 that fits perfectly into the back of the frame here. These motors are awesome on it. Like this is just such a good flying build that I don't have the heart to tear it apart to do other stuff with it. It's just perfect the way that it is. It should exist like this forever. So, yeah, let me know if you're interested. Eventually, these will both go up on Etsy unless somebody snags them. So if you want to get on that, go over to CiottiFPV.com. All of my contact info is over there. Instagram is the best way to get in touch with me. Discord is the second best. Email is probably the third best. Smoke signals, fourth best. Over on CiottiFPV.com, there's a whole bunch of ways that you can support me. I do rely on your support to be able to keep doing this. This is hard to do, full-time FPV content creation. In a couple of months when it warms up, I'll be able to support this with flying gigs, but in the winter months, I rely on this completely to be able to eat and, you know, keep the electricity on so that we don't freeze to death. So help a brother out. Join my Patreon. That's the absolute best way that you can support me. There's also the Etsy store where you can buy yourself some fun stuff. That helps a ton. There's a Teespring page where you can order fun shirts and other random apparel. There is a whole bunch of affiliate links. Make sure that you're using someone's affiliate links on websites. Like pretty much every website has an affiliate program. So before you buy anything on the internet, just think for a second. Like, hey, do I know somebody that has an affiliate link here? What I've personally done is change all of my bookmarks to people's affiliate links, and I changed the auto suggest. So like in my URL bar, if I type AMA for Amazon, it used to just go to Amazon.com. I removed that suggestion, And then I just hit my own Amazon affiliate link a bunch of times in a row. And after you do that, the browser thinks like, oh, cool. Every time he types AMA for Amazon, he wants to go to this weird nut grabber affiliate link thing. And now I don't have to think about it. So whenever I go to websites, it automatically goes to the affiliate link and drops my info into my own shopping cart, and away we go. So you should do that as well. If you don't do that with my affiliate links, do it with somebody else's, because, you know, we're making stuff for you to watch here on YouTube for free. Hook a brother up. Thumbs up, subscribe, make a clip of your favorite, whatever, bit of flying and post it on your local group. Let's keep this thing growing. The more people we got, the more opinions we got, the more shit we can test. Let's keep it rolling, friends. In the chat, Levster says, hey, everyone, CiottiFPV, howdy. Uriel says, you throw the post in the bin? Oh, no. I was throwing away a fan, actually. We had a... oh, hold on. Shit. The garage doors are wide open. I got a story for you. Hold on. I got story time coming up. All right. Jesus, hell. So here's story time. Since this big storm is coming, Maggie's got this really nice Ryobi generator, pretty big generator, and we haven't had to use it before. I don't think it's ever been used. She's had it for like over 10 years, and so I go out there today to just make sure it works. It's completely dry. This is why I think it is never been used, because it had zero gas in it. That was the first problem. So I just assumed that there was gas in it, and I'm cranking away until I hurt my back a little bit, and then I'm like, well, all right, let's start to troubleshoot it. First thing to check, is there fuel? Nope, no gas. Dump some gas into it, start yanking on it a bunch more. That's what she said. And nothing. Pull the spark plug, make sure the spark plug's grounded. We've got spark. Awesome. Spark plug back in. Start screwing around with, like, it's got like the lever on it for like off, choke, on. So start looking at like what levers there are. I remember that sometimes they won't start if they're low on oil. Check the oil. That's fine. But then they're like, there's just like another weird little set of levers in there. But it also, Maggie'd come home while I was doing this, and I said, hey, can you run back out? And I had a little bit of gas left in the little, you know, gas can for our that we've had for the pressure washer. I said, hey, can you run back out? There's a gas station right across the street. Can you run back out and fill this up? Sure. She runs out. While she's out, I'm just kind of poking around, and there's this like weird set of like levers in there that kind of looked like they might be another set of safety levers or something. I don't know. And then so when she got home, I was like, hey, yank on the starter. I'm going to push this weird little lever here to the side. And lo and behold, the damn thing starts. No idea why. I couldn't figure out a way to... I don't know. It's a weird little lever in there. Once I put my finger in weirdly and held it, it started right up, and then it was completely fine. Ran it for a while. So now I've got this full can of gas, and I'm like, all right, cool. I'll fill this damn thing up, and then after the stream tonight, I'm actually going to go back across the street and fill it up again. So I get a funnel, and I was just kind of being lazy, if I'm totally honest. Instead of using the snout on the gas can thing, I just left it like open hole. Because I had a funnel, I was like, oh, it'll be fine. And so I start to, so you all know exactly where this is going. I start dumping it, it's just fuel dumping all over the, of course, like an asshole, I'm doing this inside the garage. And so like, but like I'm committed, like I'm pouring it, and I'm like, well, the more that dumps out of the gas can, the cleaner it'll pour. And there's just fuel dumping all over the front of the fucking thing. It's all over the ground. But I dumped the whole gas can in there, and and of course, it just like the fuel vapors just rise and fill the whole house. Dude, the whole house reeked of gasoline. I'm like, oh no. And so I opened both garage doors, and we opened the doors upstairs, turned the thermostat way up to just move as much air around the house as we could. It took about an hour, but the gasoline fumes finally cleared out of the house. But yeah, I had both. I forgot I had both garage doors open. I got a fan blowing on the the generator because it was just soaked down the front of it. So yeah, but it runs. It's good to go. I mean, I didn't plug anything into it, but I'm assuming that the generator part of it is generating the gasoline engine, and it runs. So it's, you know, we're good. If I can remember, we're going to do a little giveaway tonight for a Lava V2 580 and 2 of the 680s. Somebody remind me. Somebody tag me in a half an hour and remind me, and we'll do a little giveaway. Hey, I got the X14 build up in the air as well. That was that little tiny bit of ultra dark flight footage in the intro. What is this, M8 or M18? M8 or M18 frame, 1.8 inch props, iFlight Defender, weird 1002 14,000 kV motors. Yeah, the HQ ultralight 1.8s, X14 AIO. The problem with this build right now is that the camera is not held in properly. The little 3D printed adapter mount to hold the CO3 camera into the ball sack canopy broke. And so I got to pull this. Right now the camera is sitting sideways, so it's really hard to fly. But other than that, it flies great. The X14 AIO works. I had my first experience with Betaflight 2015.4.20. I don't know what the hell it is. Whatever the newest version of Betaflight, because apparently on the X14 AIO, that's what fixes the that's what fixes black box. So yeah, almost ready for actual abuse. And what I'm really excited about is comparing this guy on 1.8 inch props to this fella on 1.6 inch props. These two builds are damn near identical. X12 CO3 camera, ball sack canopy, RC and power 1002 14,000s versus M8 or M18 frame, 1.8 inch props, 1002 14,000s for my flight, X14 rather than the X12, CO3 camera, ball sack canopy. So yeah, I'm super excited about to have two of these things damn near identical, both 2S, both running on the 300 mAh batteries. I have a feeling I'm not really going to be able to tell a difference between the two of them, but only one way to find out. The only way that I think I might be able to tell a difference is that this guy is on the HQ ultralights and this guy is on the GemFan 1610s. If I can tell a difference, I'm probably going to move this onto the 1.6 inch HQ ultralights so that they're both on bi-blade ultralights. I prefer these GemFan 1610s because they're pretty much indestructible. But you know, if I want a true comparison between these two, I should get this onto the more similar propellers. But yeah, that'll be super fun. I just got to fix the camera in this guy. So stay tuned for that. That'll be a fun one. I'll spoil this. I mean, I'll. If you missed that live stream, the 1.8 inch thing is cool and all, but these propellers are not durable enough, in my opinion, for if you're gonna crash hard. So for me, it's still like that build because of the prop size and because of the prop selection. But maybe this one gets 15 minutes more runtime. And we get to start pounding on the X14, right? That's one of the other things that this build is for, is that the Happy Model X14 AIO is the replacement for the X12. maybe there's something weird about it. It's got black box, which is amazing. I can't wait to get a couple of logs from that and see what we can see. I'm probably going to also end up moving that. I'm certainly going to end up moving that AIO into a Mob7 V3 frame and get some logs with that frame, see if there's any weird shit going on with that frame. I think that's the only... I could technically also move it into a Mob7 V4 frame with... no, I can't, because this only works with that beta FPV AIO, and that's tied up. Yeah, no. We can compare the M18 or M8 frame, whatever the hell that Happy Model frame is, to the Mob7 V3 frame. And we can also compare, like, at the same time, we'll be comparing 1.8-inch props to 1.6-inch props. Mainly, though, I think it's going to be a frame comparison because I don't know a lot in black box yet, but I do know how to see where the frame resonance is. The frame resonance shows up as a vertical line in the waterfall. And so, yeah, that'll be kind of slick to see that. But for me, in terms of like a 2S Whoop build, it makes the most sense to do it in a 1.6-inch frame, which means Mob7 V3, or a 2-inch frame, Mob 8, because there are really good propellers that are actually durable in both of those sizes. In between, in 1.8, the HQ ultralights perform really well, but they're not durable enough for hard crashing and thrashing and bashing and slashing and dashing and whapping. Adventure Printing says flight time with two-bladed. You got to tell me a lot more. Or are we talking about, you know, like, are we talking about a two-blade 7-inch build? Or are we talking about, like, a tiny whoop build? Or are we talking about something in between? Tag me again and tell me more. Frank Nicholas says, if you plan to do a battery giveaway, tonight, just a reminder. Thank you, Frank. 421 Mantis says, PayPal for Happy Model CrazyG473 fund completion. Oh shit! I don't even have my email opened. There it is. Holy hand grenades! Patrick Scott with a $210 PayPal. The note says, buy me one too. Dude, thank you so much. Super generous. My God. All right, we need another fund, friends. 110. What's the next thing that you guys want to see me test? Damn, dude, thank you. Super, 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 super kind of you. 473. Coming for both me and Patrick. So the 470, the Happy Model G473 it's looking like what's gonna replace the Super X that has been in the Mobile 6 2024 for a while. It's gonna be okay. We're going to be fine. The 473 is direct solder, which is a blessing and a curse. It's a curse because it makes swapping motors annoying. It's a blessing because, as we've discovered very recently, there is absolutely a difference in the amount of power and thus the amount of RPM that we can get from these powerful motors when you go from the Newbie Drone JST 1.0 tiny plugs to the standard JST 1.25 normal sized plugs to direct soldered motors. We're seeing let me pull up my sticky notes here. So, Humminbird small plugs versus 2G4 big plugs. we saw 55,005, 56,001, 54,006. And then to the big plugs, 62.3, 62.1, 59.9. This is probably a battery that's kind of hurting here on the bottom. Just like this. This is probably a battery that's hurting a little bit here. And then and so those are RPM numbers on Newbie Drone, Hummingbird, race motors, the 0702 30,000 kV motors. Really powerful motors. Then yesterday, we flew the Firestyle, which has those same motors, but they're direct soldered. And we saw 64,000 kV on this, so an additional 2,000 and a bit extra kV from the motors being direct soldered. That's legit. And so the CrazyG473 forces you to direct solder the motors, and so it's kind of like, well, I guess, you know, like, twist my arm. That's what this is a Happy Model Module 6 2024 with the CrazyG, the previous AIO that they used to put in this before the 473. And this is the version 1 of this AIO, which you can't put motor plugs on. It's direct soldered. And so this CrazyG473 that's going to be coming, I'm considering swapping this AIO out. I've never really loved this AIO because the video system is a little bit noisy. What I think I'm actually going to do, I believe I have, this is on 0702 40,000 kV motors. I think I have another set of these motors. So I kind of want to just take that other set of motors, cut the plugs off, and direct solder it to the 473 and build two identical rigs so that we can compare the CrazyG AIO in this to the 473. But if you can't get this if you can't get this AIO anymore, what's the point? And so I'm tempted to just remove the motors from them. But like, yeah, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to fly a bunch of batteries on this. I'll get a bunch of DVR, and then we will remove the motors from this and swap in the CrazyG473 so that we have a current Module 6 2024. I really wish they would change the name, perhaps to 2025, especially because they just changed the AIO. But whatever, we'll keep calling it the Module 6 2024. And so, yeah, we'll see if that CrazyG473 is a little bit better than the Super X. Again, the Super X AIO in this, they made it a little bit lighter weight, but the sacrifice was, I believe, they removed a bunch of capacitors, which makes the electrical system more noisy, and that comes through in the video. So, like, your video feed is has visible diagonal lines in it. It's not the end of the world, like, you're just flying freestyle, but, like, you know, analog looks like shit anyway. To then have a bunch of electrical noise is like, well, Jesus. So yeah, that'll be pretty cool. I'm excited for that. Yeah, tag me and let me know what we're testing next, friends. Frank Nicholas says, "Did I miss a live stream notice? Why was I late? Did I forget to post it? I probably forgot to post it. Discord. I forgot to post it. What a jackass." Yep. Hold on. Let me do this real quick. Today's been a bit of a crazy day. We got copy video link. I put at everyone into Discord, but then I forgot to snarfle the Garthog. Let me do it right now real quick. Video, embed, there we go. Live stream, there we go. This, I did it like halfway, but then I forgot the rest of it. We're too busy doomsday prepping. Sorry, people that rely on those. All right, they're up there now. There we go. Yikes. Always something, man. There's always something to forget. There's like 40 things that I got to do before every live stream. It's tough to remember every single one of them. All right. YukinFPV says, we're getting snow too. I hate it. Unanticipated Bill sounds like sounds like ice problems everywhere in the U.S. Yeah, some places more than others. Unfortunately, it falling from the sky is the least of our worries. Unbelievable, what is happening in this godforsaken country. Uriel says, "How is the candy?" It's still not here. Uriel sent a package. All day long, I remember I would remember, like, check the tracking, and then I would see something shiny and doomsday prep a little bit, and then I wouldn't check it. Uriel sent a package with a bunch of really cool stuff, and the tracking number is here. It's ramp, right? No, it's not ramp. It's post NL. Let's see. Where's it at? Link has expired. Oh boy. I don't know what to do. Do you have the all I have is that one post NL email with track your parcel, and that no longer works, and it also won't tell me what the tracking number is. Can you track it by chance, Uriel? That's really stupid that the link would expire. I have no other way of getting the link. You donkeys. Yeah, it said it was supposed to be here between January 19th and January 21st, but here in Georgia, we have the worst postal service, UPS, FedEx, whoever the hell it's going to be delivered with, that I have ever experienced in 44 years on this planet. It is absolutely unbelievable how late packages show up here, just consistently too. Hey, Piper Sparks, welcome to the Gangly Gang. Thank you so much for joining the Patreon. Much appreciated. The email from Patreon slipped through the cracks, and I didn't see it. I apologize. It took me so long to welcome you to the Gangly Gang, but thank you so much for the support. El Chingon says Caillou mini frames are in stock. Perfect timing. I as soon as I get 2.5 inch baby turtle frames, the Caillou mini frames show up. Now that I have these, I don't need it. I don't need another 2.5 inch frame. These are going to be completely fine. I'm also not totally convinced that 2.5 inches is the way to go. I think that 2 inch is the move. We really want to keep the weight down on these so that we can potentially run itty bitty propellers without T-mount screws. And so, yeah. I don't know. Also, like, going any bigger of a propeller on something that's designed to be this lightweight, it's going to start to fly like a toothpick and not have any momentum. And so, like, I'm going to do these 2.5 inch baby turtle builds for sure, but I think this is where it's at. I think 2 inch is the way to go. We got a couple really good prop options. Yeah, I think this is kind of the jam. 2.5 inch, we start to get into the territory of like maybe 3S. And so, yeah, I just don't know. So I'll do these first. If these like totally blow me away, I will maybe dive into a Caillou mini frame. But like, there's nothing wrong with these baby turtle frames, and you can just get them anytime, and you can get them in cool colors. And there's a couple different versions of them. There's like an analog version, there's the 04 light version, there's HD0 versions. Like, the baby turtle frames are really, really good. I don't really know what the Caillou mini could do that that these sub 250 GFPV frames are not going to do. If the Caillou mini was like removable arms, that would be a totally different story, and I'd be all over it. But it's not. It's a solid base plate, just like these. And so, yeah, So I'm gonna wait. You guys can snag those Caillou mini frames. Frank Nicholas says, "I'll tag you again at 8 p.m. Thank you, dude." Uriel says, "Nice of you. Nice of him to give the CrazyG473." You Can FPV says, "Wait, I thought you were changing that anyway. New one should be for Beta FPV Matrix 5-in-1 that hasn't been announced yet." What are we talking about, Uke? What are we talking about? Uriel says, "And the VCI motors?" Oh God, that's right. Yeah, that when that box eventually gets here, we'll do a mailbag and we'll dive into it. Knights Trumplar says, "Just got one of the 3 2024s flying for the first time, and I love it. It was always an ELRS issue. Now that I have one going, how do I copy over the settings?" You can either go into the CLI and type diff, DIFF, and then just copy and paste, or you can go into the presets and save a backup copy. There's a button there to save a backup. One's not really easier than the other. So, either way. Bill Bob says, "Any good recommendations for sellers on eBay that sell M2 Nylock?" I have a big ass bag. It's over there near the near the cube to take pictures of. I have M2 Nylock nuts for sale on my Etsy store. Well, I will. If you just need them like right away, message me somewhere. CiottiFPV.com's got all my contact info. Message me somewhere, and we'll just do PayPal and send me your address, and I'll send you some out. Yeah, I've got like 70 M2 Nylock nuts. So I'll be selling 5 packs of them on my Etsy store at some point here. But like I said, if you don't want to wait a couple of days for me to get them up there, potentially a week for me to get them up there, just message me. We'll figure it out outside Etsy. Frank Nicholas says, "Live stream notice comment was in case you were doing a battery giveaway, so more might be present." Awesome. Thank you. Uriel says, "Oh, it will be there. It's okay." All right, sweet. Uriel says, "I send mail." Also, Knights says, "I second that. 2.5 seems like overkill." 2.5 is great if you've got enough weight. In my, I just from the experience that I've had with 3-inch and 3.5-inch, I really like 3.5-inch builds at like 310 grams or so. I really like 3-inch builds at 250, 260 grams. Basically, if we keep scaling that down, what that means is that I would like a 2.5-inch build at like 190 or 200 grams all up weight. This 2-inch baby turtle, for example, this is the closest thing that I've got to that. With the battery that I fly it on, which is the 2S300, this guy is only 52 grams all up, 51.8. So going from a 2-inch baby turtle up to like a 2.5-inch Caillou Mini or a 2.5-inch baby turtle, sure, the frame's going to be maybe like 5 or 10 grams extra. Here, let's actually, we'll add this up. We'll figure this out right now. So call it 55 grams for the baby turtle. All right, so call this 55 grams. An extra 10 grams for the frame. It's probably not that much, but just to keep numbers round, 55 goes to 65. Maybe we need to start flying a 2S 450 mAh battery. And so the weight difference here is going to be 25 grams versus 15 grams, another 10 grams, 65 to 75 grams. Bigger motors for sure. Maybe 20 extra grams, probably not going to be that much, but call it 20 extra grams for motors. 75 goes up to 95. Like, we're not even close, you know, we're like, these style of builds where they use an AIO, they're a really slimmed down frame tiny little top plate, right? Like, it ends up being so light. These baby turtles and the Caillou Mini, like, they're so lightweight. I don't see, and like, the problem that we're going to run into, like, if we were able to put enough weight on the damn things to get them to 190, 200 grams, is going to be that the arms are going to start to break, because, like, they're not meant to be that weight. These are meant to be lightweight, super quiet, kind of builds, right? And so, yeah, that's my guess. My guess is going to be that they're going to be a little bit too late, but we'll find out. We'll find out together. I'm going to get these builds done, and we'll see what's what. I think I'm just going to, I'm not sure what I want to do. Like, as tempting it is to build both of these out, I think I'm just going to build one and then transfer the guts into the other one so that we can compare the Bando to the Pro. I think this is the 2.5-inch Baby Turtle Pro. This is definitely the Bando, though. And so, yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm going to build one and then swap it over, and we'll see if there's any difference between the frames. Yeah, it'll be fun. But for now, these guys just sit right here. I think what's going to end up happening is I'll swap it back and forth, figure out which frame I like the best, and then maybe I'll keep it together. Maybe I'll sell it, though, to tell you the truth. If because I'm so happy with the 2-inch ones, and I have 2 of these 2-inch ones, and I think they're kind of the jam. But we'll see. We'll see what's up. Yura says, it's crazy G. I've only this. Had to check earlier. Jimmy Sprinkle says, I found going from 550 to 680 made a difference on my M2 2-inch. M2. I'm not sure what M2 2-inch means. I know what 2-inch means, but I don't know what M2 means. Knight says, I like how the Bando Turtle protects the AIO board. I don't know if it's going to protect the AIO any more than the regular one, though. Like, the regular non-Bando Turtle, it's the same base plate design as this one, and the AIO is totally inside of this one. So yeah, I don't know what I'm not sure what the Bando Turtle does other than put the camera a little bit farther forward, but it puts it in TPU. We'll see. Once I get it, I think what I'll do is build the Bando Turtle first. Because I don't have the 2-inch Bando one. I have the 2-inch Pro and the 2-inch V7. And so if I build the 2.5-inch Bando Turtle, well, then we can compare Bando versus V7 versus Pro. And then at some point I'll move it off the Bando to the lighter weight one. But yeah, I'm not totally clear what the like, realistically what the Bando one is going to do. It definitely has those extra little bits that seem to make the arms a little bit stronger. So I get that. But yeah, I'm not sure what else it sort of does. I'm totally sketched out having an 04 light up in the front, encased in TPU, not behind carbon fiber and behind aluminum. But yeah, I don't know. Oh, the Max frame. Yeah. The M2 Max frame is super similar to the Baby Turtle. So yeah, Jimmy Sprinkles basically has a Baby Turtle 2-inch. And so he said he found going from 550 to 680 made a difference. Okay, yeah, that certainly would. Speaking of, it's 756. Let's do a little giveaway for a 580 and 2 680. Lava V2, brand new, BT 2.0 batteries. The way that you enter the giveaway is you jump to CiottiFPV.com and hit the PayPal button, or you can do a super chat here. It's $5 per ticket. That way the shipping for these batteries gets covered, and it helps me keep doing this full time. So fire away, friends. $5 a ticket. You can buy as many tickets as you want. I am going to open up the FPV raffle window here. No, it's Pokey, Pokey. Where is it? Where's the... Oh, that's it. Raffle.pokeyfpv.com. There it is. All right, cool. Anybody interested? Speak now, or we will wait until the next live stream. Hey, look at that. 69 viewers. Child. Okay. While I'm waiting, those batteries are good. These batteries are good. Let's start flying. I just want to get this thing in the air so that I can spend as much time trying to get used to 30 degrees of uptilt as possible. So I also charged a bunch of these old Lava 260s. These are the batteries that I'm just pounding on right now just to get like a little bit of flight time. These batteries are not long for this world, so pay no attention to the runtime that we're about to get. This thing is going to kick the shit out of these batteries. So, yeah, keep that in mind. This is not a build for these old little tiny beat batteries. This is a build for fresh batteries. I'm using my my old transmitter again, so that I don't pound on the my main QX7. And I had to spend a little time getting the stick ends shortened up because they were significantly longer. It was feeling really weird. It feels a little bit better, but it still doesn't feel quite right. So, you know, just more things to adjust to. Great. Teddy, stop. There's no reason. It's not helping. It doesn't help anything. There we go. Maggie yelled at him. Okay. Come on. I did screw up though. I didn't screw up, but I need to map the momentary for air mode on this. I do not have turn on, turn off air mode at the moment, which is a little bit annoying. Wait, didn't I want to change? Wasn't there something on here that I wanted to change? Hold on, let me plug this in real quick. What the hell was it? No, I did. You know what? I did. It was the low battery warnings. I changed the low battery warnings. Cool. At this point, if one person enters the giveaway, you'll win. So if somebody wants to pay $5 for these 3 batteries, I'll ship them to you. Because nobody seems interested in the giveaways. No, I got crash recovery on. All right, here we go. Unanticipated Bill says, arguing with a schnauzer to stop barking was like arguing with the tide to stop coming in. Sometimes he listens. He never listens. Every once in a while he listens. Oh shit, Frank Nicholas. Looks like Frank Nicholas is just buying himself 3 batteries. That's fine though. All right, so 30 degrees of up tilt. Let's see if I can get used to it. Why are the... So if you look in the bottom corners, why is there more duct on this side than this side? What that probably means is that the camera is sitting a little bit sideways. And that drives me crazy. So let's just see what happens here. Is that a little bit better? That's about the same. The camera mount is sitting up on the plug, but then the UFL, I think it's just barely touching the UFL. It's not bad. It could also be like offset like this a little bit. Yeah, it's not too bad. Let's go look at it on the ceiling tiles. This is how I check if cameras are not level. I come up here to the main beam, and I get the thing into a dead hover. Yeah, see, that's not bad. That's very level. If I get into a dead hover, oh god. See how all the lines are pretty much horizontal? Yeah, so it's pretty much not noticeable. If you can, if I do that test and I can see that the horizon is crooked, that's when I fly like a bag of smashed assholes. This is not bad. Boy, this thing is even more insane with, oh, balls. Don't fall on the railing, please. This thing is even more insane with these lightweight-ass batteries on here. Jesus, I can't get it up the stairs. There we go. Oh! Fuck. Wow, this thing is bananas. I forgot how much... In 2 whole days, I forgot how much power it has. Woo! I heard the dog running around. Where's he at? Where you at, Schnauzer? There he is, protecting his mama. Oh! Oh no. Carpet is lava. Oh! We got out of there. Oh! Tried to drop it down. Let's try it again. Oh, God! I got it. Oh. Where'd we go? Where's that? Oh. I got it down in there, but I forgot to jump over the rest of the railing. Oh, man, this thing... it's just got so much power. Oh, no! Even on these little batteries, man, this thing just rips. So this is 30 degrees of up tilt. Oh. And that's what happens when you crash it into a little vessel. Hold on. Ain't no getting out of there. All right, here we go. Let's get through the rest of this battery. And so, like, right now, all I'm really trying to do is adjust. I'm used to 15 to 20 degrees of up tilt inside the house, just like with tiny whoops in general. There's not a great way to adjust to a change in up tilt other than stick time. And so that's where I'm at. It feels different. I'm not gonna say it feels off. It just feels different. And you're gonna see that with a couple of like power loops and other moves that I usually have absolutely dialed. Let's actually talk about that. Let's talk about why it's different. All right, let's turn these off. Turn this off. And so the first thing that changing your up tilt does is change the speed that you cruise at. Frank, the batteries are yours. Wait, wait. Ooh, a strong goat. And let's see, Frank's hanging in, and it's Frank Nicholas. He's won the batteries. Congratulations. Thank you, Frank. Oh shit. If somebody else jumps in, we'll respin it. Otherwise, they're yours, Frank. So here's why. We all tend to put the horizon line in like a certain spot. If you want to go really fast, you put the horizon line really high. If you want to go slower, you put the horizon line low. But we all have like a normal spot that we put the horizon in our viewfinder. And so when you change the up tilt and then you put the horizon line in the normal spot that you normally put it, the body of the frame is going to be at a different point, right? If you have tons of up tilt, it's going to be up here. If you have a really low up tilt, it's going to be down here. So what I'm used to is 20 degrees or 15 degrees low up tilt. And so when I put the horizon line at the normal point, the frame is maybe like this. With a 30-degree up tilt camera mount, now the frame is here. So it's just sending more thrust rearwards, and so it's just gonna make me cruise faster. And that's what was like throwing me off so much last night, is I was just going so much faster, but I thought that I was at the same up tilt that I was used to. Now that I know it's 30 degrees up tilt, it totally makes sense. And so now here's the other thing that's going to really change with different up tilt. And it's going to mainly be power loops. It is certainly also Matty flips, but you really notice it with power loops because you're going to cruise. So first of all, you're going to be going faster. And so the first part of the power loop is getting yourself slowed down and getting enough rearwards momentum. And so when you're going faster into something, that means you're going to have to slam on the brakes more. And so the first part of the power loop is going to be more sort of drastic. You're going to have to look up higher. You're going to have to hammer the throttle more to kill that forward momentum. I've done enough power loops where I can tell by the amount of forward momentum how hard I have to slam on the brakes and get it going backwards. Nathaniel Diaz with a $10 PayPal. He's getting in here. All right, so we are actually going to have a little mini giveaway. It's Frank versus Nathaniel. I'll give anybody else that wants to get in another couple minutes while we talk about the rest of this. So, the first part of the power loop is going to change. That's not really changing much for me because I'm so used to doing these. I've done so many of them. I can tell the speed. I can tell how hard I have to throw it. That's fine. What's getting me... Oh, Nathaniel is Natter. Awesome. What's throwing me off is that the way that I do a power loop is like by visually waiting until the camera is looking straight up before I hammer the throttle. Because if you come into a power loop and you start pitching back and you wait until the camera is facing straight up. So what this looks like in the basement is all ceiling tiles. My whole viewfinder, what I'm looking at, is all ceiling tiles. Then, when the camera is pointing straight up like it is right now, that's when I hammer the throttle, and that gives me a little bit of downward thrust and a lot of forward thrust. And so that's going to rocket me backwards to give me enough backwards throw, but also enough upward to get myself scraping the ceiling through the gate, hopefully, and back out. And so when you look at like 30 degrees up tilt, 20 degrees up tilt would be here. And so what kept happening last night is that I was I believe I was smashing up into the ceiling. And that's because with the extra up tilt, instead, what I'm used to is when I look at the ceiling, it's all the way up like that. But what I was getting last night was that. And so this is going to give me more downwards thrust than this. And so super low up tilt, if you wait until you're looking straight up, it's going to give you a lot of rearwards throw, but not a lot of upwards throw. And that's just sort of what I'm used to. It doesn't necessarily matter like what happens and why it happens. It's just when you fly something that's different up tilt, you're going to have to significantly change the way that you do certain things. And like power loops are the one. They are the most obvious thing. I start missing them. Like when I fly a rig with the up tilt that I'm used to, I can nail power loops very accurately over here. And like the mega power loop is like the ultimate test because I'm going like 15 feet past the hanging gates. I'm going through a gate on the floor. I'm throwing it all the way up to the ceiling across the room, and I'm trying to hit a gate that's this big. I'm trying to go through a gate that's this big. And so, like, if anything changes, it's going to make that more difficult. And so you need to realize that if you want to get good, and look, if you want to get good at flying indoor freestyle with tiny whoops, everything has to be perfect. It's really difficult to do the shit that you see me doing. And like, for just the up tilt to change and all of a sudden I'm struggling as bad as I was yesterday, like, that's a clear example of how important it is to have the most similar stuff on. If you've got more than one build, you need to have the builds as similar as you possibly can. And or every single time you switch between one and the other, just understand, like, everything's going to change and I'm not going to be accurate and I'm going to have to relearn everything. It's so hard to do this stuff that you shouldn't do that. You want to make your gear work for you. Don't work harder to be able to fly a bunch of gear that's drastically different. Make the gear work for you, especially if you want to get good. The best thing you can do to get good is to have the gear be identical, so that the only thing that changes is, like, well, nothing changes, hopefully, so that you can just focus on your flying. And that is the one big thing that I picked up from Steele Davis, is that if you leave everything the hell alone and you fly the same thing for years, you're going to get a lot better. Your flying skills are going to be what improves. Yes, you can adjust to damn near anything, but when you have to adjust, you're spending time adjusting, and when you're doing that, you're not getting better. You don't get better when you spend time adjusting. You get better when you fly the same thing over and over and over again. So, yeah, one of the best things you can do for your piloting skills is to fly stuff that's either identical or as similar as you can possibly get it. So look at your fleet and try to figure out how you can do that. Or just fly the same build over and over and over again. That's fine too. Especially if it's a durable build. You know what I do want to do? I want to get the throttle expo dialed a little bit better with this. So 31, 32, 32, 33. Oh, God. That was 36, 38. All right, so I'm going to put the throttle expo up a little bit. This is a newbie drone board, so we got this wacky CAC firmware. So we're going to go here. We're going to go to, not features, we're going to go to profile. And it's in rate, and I'm going to go up to go down. Well, whatever. Throttle midpoint, 33. I'm going to move that up to 36 because we're flying pretty fast. All right, let's see how that is. Yep, that feels better. I tried to really lay that out and do it super slow. See that? See how that Matty flip didn't come down to the floor? I expected it to come down to the floor, but the up tilt is different, and so I have to adjust. There we go. Got stuck to my own sweatshirt. Oh, farts. Ooh. I have tried adjusting and flying 30 degrees of up tilt in the house. What I find is that, like, in order to fly slow enough, I'm, like, looking up. Like, if I fly really slow with 30 degrees, I'm looking up so much. The camera is just... Like, it's hard to fly 30 degrees of up tilt slowly. You just kind of end up doing this. Which, for big spaces, or for people that just want to fly faster, that's what you want. I prefer to fly slower to kind of make the space bigger. My God, this thing flies good. By the way, this is the GameHat Aerial Firestyle. It is one hell of a ripper. Loads of power, very durable, Great part selection. Oh my god. I can't believe it didn't have enough momentum to turn that corner. That was crazy. And these are terrible batteries that I'm flying this on. But again, this is an attempt to adjust to 30 degrees of up tilt. Alright. Let's keep going. We're just going to session a bunch of batteries in this thing. Alright. At the end of this battery, we're going to do the battery giveaway. Oh my god, you son of a bitch, you. I'm curious what these old beat-up batteries will turn, RPM-wise. Let's see. We saw 64,000 with a decent battery yesterday. Oh, shit. 56, 825. Wow, yeah, these batteries are hammered, though. Oh, ho, ho, ho! So close. Oh, oh. For some reason, the other thing that the up tilt is affecting is at the bottom of dives, I'm bouncing up. That could be the power, though. That could just be how much power this thing has. But it could also be the up tilt, because, like, what I consider to be level is now 10 degrees off. There's 10 degrees either more or less for me, and that's going to have an effect on how much thrust is spilling downwards versus rearwards. And so that could have something to do with it. Okay, let's take a quick break, and it's Frank versus Nathaniel. Here we go. Submit the proper giveaway. Here we go. Ooh, man, the fresh goat is just something else. It's Frank and Nathaniel. Frank and Nathaniel. Frank and Nathaniel. It's just Frank. Frank, you've won. Congratulations. These giveaways don't work very well if there's only 2 people, but that's okay, man. Thank you, Frank. Thank you, Nathaniel. Let me get this going here. Hold on a second. Frank won fair and square this time. I have 2 more sets of those batteries, so Nathaniel, stick around. Come to the next live stream. The one after that, you'll have more chances to win them. And there we go. All right, cool. Print label. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Stamps.com. You can do it. There you go. Awesome. Ay, 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 ay. Okay. Now let's put this out here. Got it. Nyafu says, I really wish we had a better frame for 2-inch whoops because the Mob7 is insanely heavy. In that world, does a 2-inch weigh 20 grams more than a 75mm with the same parts except motors and frame? I did not remember to weigh all of the components of the 2-inch versus the 1.6-inch. But, like, you have to go with bigger motors on the 2-inch build than the 1.6. So, yeah, it's going to end up weighing quite a bit more, even though the frame is heavy. But I don't have a problem with what the Mob7 frame weighs. I have a problem with the fact that it's not super durable. It's not durable, but it's not, I wouldn't call it durable. So, yeah. Nyafu says, how are the sweets I sent? I tried to include a bunch of different ones. Thank you for the reminder on that, actually. I've been specifically waiting. The Kit Kats, I'm a Kit Kat purist. The matcha Kit Kats, the kids love, and so they've eaten all of them. Nyafu sent these, which I kept for myself because I'm a selfish bastard. I have what I like to call food greed. Since I've had a ridiculous metabolism all my life, food is like, I have to like hoard and protect food. Ooh. Oh. Assorted of Corinto. These are really good. Oh my god. Yeah, these are. I'm not even sharing these with Maggie. These are sweet and salty. Oh man, that's a good combo. And sesame-y. Those are really, really good. Kyoto, it says on it. What's this? Open. Oh, it's green. Matcha, like matcha tea, I'm kind of cool with. But matcha mixed with chocolate, I don't know about. I think this is going to be matcha-y. Oh! Is that matcha? I don't think that's matcha. I really like that. Confetti. It says confetti Kyoto. That's really good too. That one's in second place. These sweet and salty sesame things are solidly in first place. And there's these little guys. I think there were 2 of these. Try this little fella. Ooh, these are like little mochis. Ooh, they're chocolate? Mmm. This is good. I think these 2 do have some matcha going on, but they're not... It's not as violent. The matcha Kit Kats, it was like, matcha! It was a bit much. Oh, that's good. This one's a tie for second with the confetti. Oh, very cool. These are getting fucked up as soon as this live stream is over, though. I'm hungry as shit, too. I haven't eaten anything all day, I don't think. I might have had cereal, but that's it. Is this still on? No. Yep, it was. I was wondering why my forehead was getting so hot. Not true, Sporny. Not true at all. All right. Nyafu, thank you. That's box of stuff you sent is gonna be like that's. I'm gonna do a bunch of testing with some of that stuff. Some of it's going to the giveaways. That is super, super, super appreciated. That is incredibly helpful. And there was the lovely little bag of itty bitty newbie drone screws in there, which I always love. It's the most adorable little bag of screws ever. All right, more shredding. We got 3 more 260 mAh batteries, and then we're going to do a couple of 300 mAh batteries, and then we're going to go back to low up tilt. And I'm going to see... It's been forever since I got used to 30 degrees and then went back to 15 or 20. It's always been, I'm used to 15 or 20, and then I try 30, and then I go right back. So, yeah. Is this the battery I just ran? It is. This should be interesting. I'm very curious how much I'll be able to get used to the extra up tilt. Like, I wonder if when I switch back to 15-20, if it's going to feel normal or if it's going to feel weird. I have a feeling it's going to feel normal, but that's okay. Here we go. GameHat Firestyle. Let's go right upstairs. Oh, God. Oh, God. Jesus. There we go. Here we are in the kitchen, in the living room. Oh, God. The full room power loop. Oh! I let that one hang. This thing boogies, yo. Ah! No, no. Oh, it went through the railing. That's incredibly rare. I wonder if I can get... Nah, there's no way. I was going to say, I wonder if I can dive it down into here and escape, but it's just not... Well, maybe. No, it's coming down at like 7... Oh, no. It's coming down going too fast. No! I'll be right back. Shame, 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 shame. I'm calling it. 10 years from now, there'll be a microphone on our transmitter, and we'll be able to flip a switch, talk into the microphone, and it'll play our voice through the quad motors. And we can go, help me! Help me! I'm stuck! Ooh! That was a sick little sequence. Let's try that again. Ooh! Little Boo. Little Boo in the house. What's Little Boo doing? Ah! She doesn't have patience for me. Here we go. Oh, God. Oh, boy. One more time. Battery's almost shot, though. Oh, God, no! Where the hell am I? Oh, I know where I'm at. All right, one more time. For real this time. For real, for real. Oh, God! Oh, no! No, no! Oh, no. Oh, no. Get me out of here. Maggie, save me. Maggie, save me. Oh, I don't need it. I'm good. All right, come on. Here we go. Oh, I hit the top of the fan. Oh, shit, I hit the top of the fan blades. That's ridiculous. All right, this battery's done. Ooh. Stop it. Fly better. Me. All right. There we go. 2 more little 260s. Again, pay no attention to these run times. These batteries are whooped. These are old Lava 260s. I don't have any like proper batteries charged up right now for this thing. This is just getting used to extra up tilt. You know what? Let's not do acrobatic shit. Let's just fly low and hopefully smooth. Great. Okay. Ooh! Wait a second. Can I? We're in. Oh, no. Oh, shit. Ha 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 ha. Oh my god, I got bounced off there like a fucking carnival ride. Alright, back to it. Man. Struggle. Come on, buddy. There we go. Ugh. Chill, 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 chill. There we go. Now we're talking. Get down. Oh, I got under there. I forgot I got the DSLRs sitting there, though. I won't have enough room to get out. But it did get under there. Ah, damn. Keep it low. Just get used to it. Oh! Oh, you! I ain't bending over. That's some baby back bullshit. Okay. Next up is a power loop battery. I'm going to see if I can adjust. Let's do it. This is the last 260. I'm going to burn it to the ground doing power loops. Here we go. Why does this controller keep vibrating? Stop vibrating. Old transmitter is acting odd. Oh, for fuck's sake. Oh, for fuck's sake. Can you stop it? Oh, no. Don't be stuck. What is there even to be stuck on? Unfucking believable. Oh my god, it is just absolutely incredible what these things will get stuck on. It's like 1 millimeter under the thing, and the thing. NeoFlows FPV says, Trippy the ceiling fan. I find Trippy spins to be one of the ugliest camera movements that you can do, so I just don't do them. It's just, yeah, I just don't like it. This is also an uptilt that I'm very unfamiliar with, so it would be even more ridiculous. I am a cinematic FPV pilot, not a skateboarder. So the things that I do are the things that look cool in the camera. Cool might not be the word there. Let's use the word good. This thing is just jamming. Woo! Get out of there. There we go. Oh, I think the camera is now uneven. Yep. So if I dead hover, oh no, that's fine. Why did it feel like the camera was crooked a second ago? That was weird. Didn't make it. Hey, whoa. Yikes, I'm having a hard time, but that's the point. Yeah, so I'm finding that I have to hit the throttle earlier. Because of the extra uptilt. That makes sense. That does make sense. Otherwise I'm not getting the height that I'm looking for. All right, here's a 300 mAh battery. Still not in great shape, but certainly better than those 260s. Now we can get a full throttle pull. I'm interested to see what RPM this will do. It did 64,000 and change last night, which is absurd. Let's see what we can get today. Oh man, there's people right in my my little area. I think I'm gonna wait. We'll do it on the next battery, I think. Whew, god damn. But for anybody who likes trippy spins, the easiest way to approach them is to come towards the side of the object like this, and you're gonna roll in, and then you're gonna pick it up like that. This room is awful small to do it in. But you rotate in like that, and then all you're doing is really flying backwards. I'm not corking it as much as I should, but I just don't like them. This thing feels right with it. Yeah, see? When I tell myself to hit the throttle earlier on those, it's fine. Oh god. He's got me cornered. He's got me backed into the corner. I'm cornered! Let me out, Teddy! Look at this ridiculous shirt that he's got on. Is that not the most insane thing you've ever seen? Look at this little dog. Look at him. Look, his shirt's got buttons. It's got buttons and pictures of a schnauzer on it. Look at it. Oh! We got a growl. Oh! I almost hit him in the face. Ooh! Woo! Woo! Hey! Oh my god! Oh! It's hard to adjust from like just blasting around the room to oh Jesus to shooting gates. Boy, is it fun though! Ooh! Great tune. Zero prop wash even on those like crazy stops. Yeah, see if that's it. I have to blast the throttle earlier. And the power loops become, it almost makes the power loops easier. Because I don't have to like look so far back, so far up, I guess you could say. But it's all just adjusting, you know, like once you've figured out how to do this stuff, once you've figured out like the timing and like the little visual cues, oh god, this battery is shot. It's not a big deal. 3 minutes and 6 seconds, great runtime, especially for something this powerful. Woo, boy, this thing screams. All right, we're gonna do another Lava 300. Here we go. And we are gonna do a full throttle blast real quick. See what kind of RPM we can get. No, we're not. This battery. One of these batteries is kind of hurting, and it's this one. I can tell by the amount of sag. So we're gonna do one more battery after this. And then, oh yeah, dude. So that's really it. That's what it is. It's just early on the throttle. Fixes the power loop problem I'm having. Whew, man, I slammed into that. Oh, it just clipped that gate. I was trying to do a little front flip over the cube and then back through it. Yeah, see, I did that one normal and I didn't get enough height. I didn't say to myself early. Yep. That's insane. Do it again, ready? And early. Nope. Too early on that one. Now I'm overcompensating. And early. There it is. Early. Yep. That's so fucking cool. Oh, got it down there. Oh, man. This thing shreds. Oh, the float! The float is just bananas. Oh, I hit the back wall there. Problem I have in my personal life all the time. All right, there we go. And... oh, farts. That's a crazy looking orbit. There it is, the Firestyle. Oh, that was an ugly mirror flip. Got enough battery for one more. No, I don't. Do it anyway. Ooh, it mirror flips. It's a little more. Oh, that's interesting. The more up tilt, the worse the mirror flip is going to be, because when I mirror flip, I'm just using roll, and so it's going to like wobble the image up and down. All right, last lava. We're going to do that full throttle jam upstairs, and then we're going to swap to a low up tilt build, and we'll see if I just fall over. Here we go. Oh man, this battery is not doing great either. I might have only charged these to 4.2. See, it's all the way down to 3.8. What the hell? Whatever, we'll do it anyway. Oh god. 59,221. Yeah, no, these batteries are old and tired. See if I can get this dialed in here. Jesus. So Uptilt is also going to change orbits. It changes the way that you mix rolling yaw a little bit. I got smacked by the blade. And so I'm having a bit of a time getting locked in here. Oh shit! It hit me hard! Oh my god. I'm kind of curious. I've never really been able to do trippy spins in here. I also don't want to like smash into all the things in this room. They just look stupid. It would kind of look cool if I could get it synced up with the fan. But like, in the process of doing that, I'm going to wreck everything in here, and that's just silly. Yeah, no, I'm not doing it. It just looks silly. My favorite way to do that, it's all it is a tail in orbit. My favorite way to do that is around corners of stuff. So you come up towards a corner, you rotate outwards, and then you smash into the wall. Where can I show you upstairs? I can show you around this corner here. So you come in, you rotate out, and then you use it to shoot you upwards. Probably downhill, coming down the stairs would be better. So you come in here, you rotate outwards, and then you use it like that. So you come in, rotate out. Yeah, it's so fucking tight. Oh, God. I just completely annihilated this battery. Oh, farts. We're just falling down the stairs. Woo! Poor battery. Sorry, little fella. Okay. I lied. One more. One more. This is a tattoo battery. No. We'll do two batteries. We'll do two batteries on low up tilt. Two batteries on low up tilt. Firestyle survived my abuse. It is going to CiottiFPV next, so he can smash it around a little bit. Shout out to GameHat Aerial for sending this over. Check out yesterday's live stream for like a full review and flight and all that jazz. Awesome. Yeah, you can run the batteries lower, but it hurts them. If you, I like to land at 3.5 when I'll hover it, and if it's 3.5 volts, 3.50 at a hover, that's when I like to land. The battery will then recover to 3.75, which is really close to storage voltage, and then you don't have to storage charge them. The batteries last so much longer doing that. If you run them all the way down, you're just demolishing them. It's really hard on the batteries when you do that. Where's the other thing I was gonna fly? Let's do this guy. Let's do this fella. This is the Mob7 V3 2024. I just need to throw a propeller on it. What do we need? A left side high. Left side high, there we go. All right, I'm going to use my 0.99 millimeter drill bit, of course, to make sure that I don't ruin these motors by putting a propeller on them that's too tight. Just need to put it onto the drill bit. And off. And that still feels pretty tight, so let's do it another couple times here until it loosens up a little bit. These are available in my Etsy store, of course. This is the best way to stop ruining motors by slipping motor shafts. The problem is you. The problem is not crashing. Bent motor shafts, that's caused by crashing. Slipped motor shafts, that's caused by you putting propellers on and taking propellers off that are too tight. You got to drill them out a little bit. Luckily, Tiny Whoop propellers are fairly durable. They last a while, so you're not like doing this all the time. There we go. That's about right. And I haven't flown this build in a while. That's still a little bit too tight. Take it off. Hit it again. I find that just like running the drill bit in and out like this without twisting it pulls a little bit more material. I think it also grooves the inside of the prop. It like splines the inside of the propeller, and that's what you want. You don't want the propeller to be spinning on the shaft. It typically won't, but yeah. There we go. That's I could have drilled it out just a little bit more, but it's fine. All right, back to low up tilt. Let's see if I can do anything. Let's see how drastic this is. Okay. Woo! This is now a... you were looking at a Newbie Drone BI V2. Now you're looking through a Runcam Nano 3. Wow, what a difference! So... Okay. So... This is also a slow build. This is on a Cockroach 65 V3 frame. But the up tilt is what's... Wow-wee. Wow. So I absolutely did adjust to that... to the 30-degree up tilt. We're now down at like 15 degrees. So the first thing you can see is the speed. The hell am I right now? That's where I am. The biggest thing is the speed. Man, this AIO looks terrible. Wow, dude. Okay, so you can adjust in like 15 to 20 batteries. This is what I was flying like the other day on the stream with the 30-degree up tilt. I was just like bouncing from wall to wall. And so now I'm going to start to get used to it. Yep. And so with power loops and Matty flips, the timing is completely different. Yep. I'll be damned. Boy, oh boy. Incredible. I was kind of hoping this would happen. I think what's also happening is like my perception of where the quad is going to go, like in the future, is off a little bit. Like I think it's going to go above or below the chair, and it just goes right into the chair. You're shitting me. How the hell does it do that? How does it go into the door like that? How does that happen? Teddy will help. No, he won't. Man, this thing flies like shit. I gotta be honest. This Happy Model Super Export has always been a bit of a struggle. worked for a second. I'm gonna tape it to him. Make him run around with it. A little hop. This is on 0702 40,000 kV motors, but boy, it does not feel like it. Whoo-wee! Is this so muddy just because of the camera, or is the lens maybe dirty too? Let's see if the lens is dirty. Nope, it's just this camera and this AIO. The Super G AIO is very lightweight. I will certainly give it that. But yeah, the electrical noise is something else. All right, last battery. Let me try to get back used to super low up tilt. Unbelievable, man. Unreal how much of an adjustment I was able to make in like 15-ish batteries, and how much it kind of changes everything. This is not me deciding that I'm going to fly 30 degrees of up tilt. Like, this is the up tilt that I like. I've spent a lot of time figuring this out. It's just because I want to go slower. If you're in a smaller space, the slower you can go, the bigger the space is. And like, if I want to go fast, I can go fast with this, right? Like, I can put the nose down, and I can go screaming around the room. It is totally fine, but it feels more natural with low up tilt to go nice and slow. And I prefer that. Like, things happen so fast with tiny whoops as it is that going slower seems to be pretty helpful. Wowee, incredible. I'm pretty good at adjusting too, and it's taken me a while. See, that just feels normal to me. Yeah, wow. I'm gonna have to fly more than these 2 batteries to get used to this again. That is incredible. That is really, really cool. Orbit, nope. Yeah, I'm much more used to orbits with this up tilt. Wild! That's crazy that it has that much of an effect on orbits too. God damn, dude. Yeah, up tilt is really important. Spend some time figuring out what you want your up tilt to be, friends. That is really, really cool. Yeah, so see, like, this is so low up tilt that on that mirror flip there, it's keeping itself more centered. Dude, that's so cool. Holy shit. I knew it was going to have an effect, but I didn't think it was going to have that much of an effect. Wow, that's wild. I love it. Super cool. Super, super, super cool. A little bit of myth busting, I guess you could say. So yeah, man, try different up tilts. But try to even up your up tilts, because you're going to get used to something. You're going to get used to whatever up tilt you're flying. You just want to make sure that that's the right up tilt, right? Like, if you want to go slower, if you want the area that you're flying in to feel bigger, you want lower up tilt. You're going to hate it at first, but you're going to get used to it, and it's going to start to make more sense. But also think about trying to run not a huge variety, right? Try not to have like 5 degrees on one rig, 20 degrees on another rig, 40 degrees on another rig. Try to rein it in and have the smallest, the tightest range of up tilts on all of your quads as possible. I'm really looking forward to trying the CrazyG473 on this guy. That's going to be pretty cool. This thing has always struggled a little bit on this AIO, and I wonder if it's because of the electrical noise. I'll be really interested to see. Hell, I wonder if the CrazyG473 does better with electrical noise. It could be just as bad as this. I doubt it. But yeah, damn. Cool stuff. Thanks for hanging with me, friends. Going on this little journey with me. It's 8:57. Hit me with any questions you've got, because you only got a couple minutes left before I'm going to go get something to eat. Actually, I'm just going to eat the rest of these snacks that Nyafu sent me. Where are we at in the chat here? Jamie Flies FPV is in the house. She says, is the video on this GameHat particularly good? It's about average. The CO3 looks better. The GameHat rig has the newbie drone BI V2, which is okay. The CO3 looks better though. To give you an idea, here's a CO3. Which of these batteries do I think had a little bit of jam left on them? Let me figure it out. Yeah, 3. See, this battery has bounced back to 3.81 that I just flew. So here's the Hummingbird V2. Let's kill this. There you go. There's the Hummingbird V2. And now here is the CO3. CO3 always wins when we do these comparisons. There's it with no light. There it is with light. So yeah, I mean, they're all kind of shitty, but CO3 is always a little bit better. Is this lens clean? Let me just check. CO3 lens was not totally clean, but the BI lens was. But hopefully you saw that the CO3 was better. It's the one. It's a little bit annoying because it's taller. It's a slightly taller camera, so like you have to run a specific mount for it sometimes, but it's worth it. Uriel says, in 10 years, I want a drone that fetches my drone. Yafu says, Corinto are little wafer thingies with black sugar from Special Cane Sugar. They're super cheap and come in huge bunches here. Nice. Thank you again for the snacks. Just Bright says, I know racing is for the kids, but you have to be in the top 5 of Whoop pilots I've seen on YouTube. Thank you. In terms of freestyle, maybe. Certainly not racing. There are many racers that are on a whole different level, like just absolutely ridiculous. But yeah, I've gotten pretty good at freestyling with tiny whoops. I've put in a lot of time, a lot of batteries, and a lot of thought. Like I've put a lot of thought and testing into how to build these things in a way that will allow me to do big, gnarly, like laid out power loops and Matty flips and throws across the room and wall rides and shit like that. You know, I've put the time and effort in to kind of figure that out. And so that's a lot of what you're seeing, to be completely honest. But yeah, it's been a fun journey. It's been awesome to be able to do a good chunk of that with all of you here on these live streams. If you like that kind of stuff, you know, support your boy and we'll keep doing it. I'll do this forever, man. As long as I can keep eating and keeping food in the kids' mouths and all that. Yeah, we'll keep hanging and building better stuff. CiottiFPV.com is where you can help me out with that. Patreon helps me the most. Buy some stuff off my Etsy store. That's great. Teespring for some apparel and whatnot. Affiliate links. Those are 4 of the best ways. There's also a PayPal button over there. If you just want to send $5, $10 to support me, that's awesome too. Super chats here. That's great. Subscribe, thumbs up. Do a clip part of the flying and send that to somebody, or post it on your local FPV group or Discord or somewhere. you know, that's the kind of stuff. The more people we get around here, the more people that send me $3 a month on Patreon, the more stuff we can test, the more secure I am sort of doing this full time. Yura says, I'm checking for package where tomorrow morning there's a human. I just trashed their AI, some smart question, and then they're off. AI. All right, cool. Uplift FPV flew 20 degrees for 6 years, switched to 30 degrees for the past 2, chasing drift cars. I'm having to relearn everything I've learned over the past 8 years. It's funny, I did the opposite. I started chasing drift cars at 30 degrees, and then I wanted to change to 20 because I wanted to look down on them more, basically. And that led me to like 10 degrees for chasing the cyclists with all the live broadcast gigs that I've been getting over the past 4 years. The cyclists are significantly slower than drift cars. It really does. It really does matter, like the speed of the subject, right? Like top tier cars and drivers, drift cars and drivers will have, you know, entries into the corners at like 70, 80, 90 miles an hour. And so like 30 degrees is going to be almost what you need for that. Like 20 degrees of up tilt, at that point, you're looking damn near straight down. And like, that's kind of sketchy. It's a great view, but you don't have almost anything at the top of the screen to see what's actually in front of you. Like you're just looking down at them, assuming that there's nothing in front of you. There shouldn't be anything in front of you because you should have flown the fucking track to make sure that there's no street lights or wires across. But it's still kind of sketchy to have zero visibility in front of you and just to be looking straight down on them. These cyclists that I chase are between 30 and 40 miles an hour, so 10 degrees of up tilt is a nice mix of like the tiniest little bit of horizon on the top when they're really pushing and sprinting. And then when they're sitting back a little bit, not so far forward on the pedals, I get a little bit more of the horizon. But yeah, up tilt is super interesting. It's such an unbelievable adjustment, though. I'm really blown away at how drastic this was tonight. Mike K with the last comment of the live stream, he says, "You missed my comment about making custom filament. How? With waste? Are you I know that you can send your waste filament somewhere and they melt it down and they make you a no roll. Is that how you're making custom filament? What else did I miss in the chat? I'm scrolling up a little bit. Just Bright says, I can't ever get my quads to flip in turtle mode. They just struggle in whatever direction but never flip. You might want to try a taller canopy or more powerful motors is the easiest fix for that. Natter FPV says, I was trying to send a $10 super chat for tickets and it wouldn't let me. We got that figured out though. Unanticipated Bill says, arguing. We got that. CXB didn't tag me, but I just happened to see it. How do you show your analog feed to us? What is the connection method? It is a little like $25 USB VRX that I got from Amazon forever ago. I haven't seen them on Amazon in a while though. But yeah, they're just a little video receiver to USB. I wonder how I missed that in the chat. It doesn't look like I missed anything else in the chat. Just Bright says, I had to stop 3D printing once I got into Whoops. Nyafu with the last comment of the live stream. No, maybe. What about the turtle mode motor multiplies? It makes all 4 motors spin up. I don't know what that is. I've never heard of that. Turtle mode motor multiplies. You can also make sure you're going. Make sure when you turtle mode, you're not going in the diagonals because this will only spin one motor up. You want to go sideways. That'll spin both. Front, that'll spin both. Sideways, that'll spin both. Down, that'll spin both. Don't go into the diagonals. That'll only fire one motor at a time. But yeah, on hardwood floors, it slips around. You got to have powerful motors to be able to kick it over. And when that'll happen upstairs, sometimes I just like really stab it over because like if you gently push into turtle mode, it'll like, and it'll just like rocket to the side. If you stab into turtle mode, it'll, you know. There you go, friends. Last one in Discord, 3D printing, color mixer to make your own custom filament colors. Oh shit, it's a little Maker World link. It looks like you probably have to have a the multi-filament holder thing. Be good, friends. I'll see you maybe on Sunday. Maybe it'll be Ice Apocalypse here in Georgia. We'll see. Nyafu says, I think you missed my question about motor bells. Ah, there we go. All right, the actual last comment of the live stream. About to bell swap some 802 16,000s for my sub 20 gram 2S75 project. Any tips? Do it in a plastic sandwich bag, and then the C-clips won't go flying across the room. Never to be found again. That's about it. Use magnification. Use a 3.5x headset so you can actually see what the hell you're doing. That's about it. It's just be patient. Try different tools. That you'll find a tool that works perfectly. For me, these specific smooth jawed, fine tipped pliers are perfect for pulling C-clips. So try different tools. Yeah, don't get frustrated is the biggest thing, because it can be frustrating. Be good, friends. I'll see you on Sunday, possibly. If not, Monday night, maybe. If not, Wednesday. Hopefully, someday. Be good, people. Here's some more baby turtle in the front yard. 2S 2015 bi-blades, 1002, 14,000 kV, T-motor murders. Murderous murders. See you!
Yeah. Out in the yard where the grass grows wild, CiottiFPV's goggles locked, grinning like a child. Teddy spaghetti's, fur flies, and jet wash dreams. Yeah. Chasing small whoops like a dog possessed fiend. Eyes on a neon blur, hard in the chase. Big fuzz and prop spin, all tangled in place. Yeah. Four-legged rebel with a rotor stir tail in the circus of the sky. They never fail. CiottiFPV, Teddy spaghetti, dynamic duo kings, barking at the breeze, throttling at top speed. They zooming through hoops, flipping in style. That schnauzer's got throttle and a toothy smile. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Shotties on sticks, Teddy's on paws. Side by side, legends breaking all the laws. Through the kitchen, over couch scale terrain. Backyard mayhem in their flight domain. No ground too sacred, no loop too tight. Fuzz, fuel, fury ignites the night. When pilot and pup lock eyes on the prize, every whoop they conquer is a fresh cut surprise. Yeah, yo, Shotty behind the sticks, Teddy's leading the pack. Prop guard missiles unleashed, never looking back. No leash, no map, just freestyle mic. They on the dog drone streets every day and night. Said whoops, hitting low, gotta nail the dive. Teddy push throttle up, feel the beast come alive. I see the neon arc, got the sticks locked in. Teddy, yeah. Let's rip this loop, ride the roar of the wind. Teddy, yep, yeah. CiottiFPV, Teddy spaghetti, diamond and duo kings, barking at the breeze, crawling at top speed. Zooming through hoops, flipping in style. That schnauzer's got throttle and a toothy smile. Teddy spaghetti, Teddy and duo kings, CiottiFPV.